Hi, everybody, and welcome to NCT Phoenix's first ever. Well, it's our second ever. It's our second ever live improv show. And we are so excited to be presenting it to you today. So, just to explain a couple of things before we jump right in, if you are live streaming with us, you'll see the chat there off to the side. That is how we're going to get suggestions from you guys. But the thing is that there is a bit of a delay between what we are seeing on our end and what you guys are seeing on your end. There's about 30-second delay. So that does affect what we are able to do suggestion wise getting them from you. We also have a random word generator that we're going to use, and we are going to get suggestions from the improvisers who aren't playing it if we have to, which is not perfect in the purest form of improv, but we're in quarantine and we're doing our best. We thank you so much for joining us. I definitely hope that you will hop into that live stream and give us some suggestions and comments. But of course, we simply must remind you that you got to keep it PG rated because this show is for everybody. So we're going to keep it PG rated. We want you to keep it PG rated in the comments. So the next thing you're going to see in that chat is two links. One of them is to buy gift cards. So it's our buy now, laugh later opportunity for you to get gift cards to NCT that will never expire. As soon as we're back doing IRL shows, you can come out and see us, and that helps support us and keep us going while we're not able to do anything in real life. So we also have a link there to donate via Gold Star. If you just want to kick in whatever you think would be fair, if you enjoyed the show, we do appreciate that so much. Both things are really awesome. And they help us out a lot. So who's playing tonight? Excellent question. We have a great cast for you, including Bob Kaplan, David Westlake. David, did you pop up? No? Okay, Dorian Lenz, also here. Fiona Naughton, Julie Silverstein, Kevin Regan, Heather Morton, Mallory Roeder. Oh, here they come. Richard Alexander, Nate McWhorter, and I'm Chrissy. I'm going to be your host for today, and I'm going to be trying to manage all the things, and we will see how it goes in our first ever, second ever online improv show. We're so excited. We're going to start with a game called Temp Agency. So to kind of show you how the delay works, I'm going to ask you in the chat to give me some professions. And while you're doing that, we are going to send the improvisers who are playing this guessing game into our soundproof breakout room, which is a really exciting function of Zoom that we have learned. So into the breakout room, I'm going to send Fiona, Heather, David, and Bob. So that takes just a little bit of time to accomplish. So hopefully you guys are giving me your suggestions during that time. All right, so you're gonna see them disappear and they are gonna go into a breakout room where they can't see what's happening here and you can't hear what's happening here. And Dorian is going to be playing this game as the temp agent. So excellent. We have some good suggestions coming through. So we're going to say that Fiona is a tax attorney. But one of our improvisers who isn't playing, there's something about the way that she does her taxes. Let's say Mallory, there's something interesting about the way that she does taxes, which is very unusual. Like she doesn't use a calculator. What is different about the way she does taxes?
Instead of mailing the taxes to the government, instead Fiona just thinks about it really hard and communicates her taxes to the person's taxes to the government through her mind.
So she sends the tax forms in with her thoughts?
It's like telepathy. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Yeah. No, I think we get telepathy. It. That's awesome. It is telepathy. All right. Heather is a veterinarian. But Richard, there's something different about the type of animals that she is a veterinarian for. What they're imaginary. What kind of imaginary animals is she a vet for?
She is a Bigfoot veterinarian.
Yeah, of course she is. Why wouldn't she be? All right, we have. Oh, okay, excellent. Catherine Suarez is giving us the second half of this too. David is a dancer.
Ooh.
But he's a dancer. He only dances on his toes. Both of those from Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. And underwater welder. Yes, we had fun with that one last time. And we will say that Bob is a garbage man. But Julie, there's something different about what Bob does when he collects the garbage. He does something really interesting and unusual when he's collecting the garbage.
Instead of using garbage totes, he uses red Solo cups.
Wait, what?
Instead of using garbage totes.
What's a garbage tote?
The garbage cans, big garbage cans. He uses red Solo cups.
Okay, so instead of garbage cans, they're red Solo cups. All right, awesome. So to explain the game to you guys, what we're going to see is Dorian interviewing all of our players for jobs. They have no idea what job they are applying for or what makes it unusual or interesting. Just to recap, Fiona is a tax attorney who sends her tax forms in via thought. Heather is a veterinarian for Bigfoot. David is a dancer who only dances on his toes. And Bob is a garbage man that uses Solo cups. So we are going to bring them in out of their breakout room. And as soon as they're all here, we will get started. Dorian, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, excellent. So we are starting with Fiona. She's going to be the last to get here. All right, Fiona, you are up first.
Hello. How are you? How you doing?
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Yes, I'm very excited for this interview. I've recently been laid off, and I'm desperate here.
Oh well, I am so glad to meet you. I'm excited. We've had a bear of a time getting anybody to apply for this job. You know what I mean?
Yes. Being a zoo wrangler is a tough job. Not a lot of people want it.
Yeah. You may be looking at yourself and going, how am I feline about this job? How am I feline about it? Is it right for me? I mean, it's going to be a dog of an experience for you. So tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I've been a fan of Joe Exotic for a long time.
Oh, good.
So I really wanted to, get in the game.
This might come in helpful since Joe never had any of these. Next, I wanted to say to you, some people say, what is this job for? But you know what? These things have to be taken care of too. You know what I'm saying? They really do.
Yes, and I want to be a pet groomer more than anything.
Yeah, but
I'm desperate.
I want to give you a better shot, if you know what I mean. I want to give you a more clear shot and let you check up or check down on everybody.
Yes. Shooting animals with darts so that they pass out is another passion of mine.
Yeah.
I'm really revealing a lot of myself here.
It's what you do after that. It's really important here. It's the best medicine for all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, getting animals extremities for medicine is the number one goal. I don't have much experience.
What do they call that usually when you're giving an animal medicine for its extremities or its main core? What do they say that's for?
Mm. Yeah, I am really into making coats, specifically fur jackets.
That might work on the side, but maybe.
Excuse me.
Hey,
Was,
hey,
was
nurse.
did I get here early?
Yeah, you're a little early.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I have to. I'll speak to the vet instead then.
Okay, all right. Yep.
Is he trying to get this job? I really want to be a vet.
That's right. That's right. He is. But what is more important about who we really focus on? All right. I want you just to like squash down, just Sasquatch down, and tell us who you're going to focus your energy and attention on.
All right. I haven't told anyone this before. I really want to make fur rugs.
Oh, you know, one of my good friends, Harry Henderson, might be interested in that. But what we're focusing on is, you know, the legend and the myth of this work. So we want you to really think about that. All right.
Yes, hunting and trapping animals.
No, it was that thing you did before. That was the other thing. You're still the first thing.
Look, I haven't seen people in a while. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself.
It's okay. All right. I'm gonna Yeti you in on a. Yeah, hi.
Sorry, I just wanted to pop in and make sure that your applicants knew that they were doing the job, but that they only treated a very specific type of feature.
We're focused. Yep, right there. Thank you, nurse. I appreciate it. So you're doing that one job, but it's for a specific thing. All right.
Yes, I have always wanted to be a vet to mythical creatures.
It's one in particular that we're thinking about.
Just Bigfoot.
That's it.
Hey.
Number one goal. Do
All
I
right.
have the job?
You got the job. Thank you.
My
Thank you
7
for
kids
stopping
will be
by.
so happy.
We'll see you soon. Who's
Thank
next?
you. I love you.
Anyway, all right. Wow, we changed everything's different. Hello.
Is this thing on? Hello?
Hi.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Hi.
Hey, how are you? How you doing today?
I'm good. This is my applying for my second job.
Good. You just hip hopped right into my feed. That's so great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a few questions. This job is really important. So if I was to say, "Hold me closer, Tiny," you might say,
I want to follow your dreams.
Okay, good answer. Good answer. Not the right one I was looking for. Okay. Excellent. All right. Now, how are you with both the sodas, pops, and also locks? This job will incorporate both pops and locks.
Yes, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, being the King of Rock, the standard Elvis Presley impersonator.
Oh, good. Yeah. All right. So that's a good guess. So if you were to get this job, do you think that you would be in any way too ambitious for it?
You know what? I feel like I'm not ambitious enough, but that I can reach there. You know, being a ballet dancer, I need it.
Good.
Yeah, good. Now, here's the most important thing. All right, and I want you to really start to count all your digits and think about how this specific dancer is going to dance. One might go to the market, one might stay home, one might have roast beef, one might not have any. Did he leave?
Yes, I'm really trying to focus my diet on my hello?
Can you hear me?
Sorry, I'm really new with technology.
That's okay. That's okay. All right.
Okay. Sorry, it's my
Hey,
second job interview ever.
That's okay. Hey, man, I won't sock it to you. I won't sock it to you at all. I will let you keep this job if you can let me know what it is.
Okay. Yes. I really think the shoes that I'm wearing is is steak instead, and I'm ready.
Great. You know what? Let's take those off. Let's get inside.
Hey, sorry to interrupt again. It's just I think that your interviewee is having some technical problems. So maybe let's get the next interview in here.
We come back when he figures it out.
We'll circle back. Yeah.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Next applicant, come on in.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey. How are you?
Pretty good. Boy,
Great.
I'm so glad you guys aren't ageist.
Who would be ageist in this environment?
You'd be surprised.
I'm glad that you could make this interview work. Usually, I only let this specific job is only available to interview Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. or Thursday at 4 p.m. So I'm glad that you could make this work today. Thank you.
Well, but I've got my days are pretty free right now until I find a job. So
great.
I'm thinking, working in a grocery store might be fun for me.
It's great, but let's dive into it. Let's dive right in and start talking about how this might work. All right. Now, if I was to ask you to recycle some of the other jobs that you've had in the past, could you share a few of those ideas with me?
Well, I was a lifeguard for a while.
Oh, great.
And then I actually, many years ago, I was a garbage collector.
That's right. That's right. Excellent. All right. So, we do things a little different here. We're saving a little bit of money. And I just wanted to pong a couple of ideas off of you as far as if you'd be okay with this. Maybe we could do some beer and then some pong with it. But if I was going to say that we were going to change the kind of container you use, what might you add to that?
Well, let me think. Normally, I would say we'd use a barrel, but I'm thinking probably we're going to get much smaller stuff, maybe like a red Solo cup or something.
Yeah, that's excellent. Excellent. Well done. I thought that was going to take much longer to find an applicant here. So well done.
Us old guys know what we're doing.
All right. Well, we'll see you on Tuesday at 2 a.m.
Oh.
All right. I think I have one more. Hello.
Hello. I mean, it's lovely to be at this with you.
I know. And I want to start by saying that I've had a lot of technical problems. I've had 1099 technical problems since we started this interview process. So I wanted you to list 3 of your previous jobs and then go ahead and deduct 2 of them and tell me about it.
Oh yeah. So let me wait for the text to come back from the institutions. I gotta make sure everything balances before I can sort of inform you previous jobs I might have had.
Great. Now if you were to say what are your 3 favorite letters in the alphabet, because mine are I and R and S. What are yours?
That's very difficult. I'm gonna say T and A and X.
Yes, very good. Yes. Excellent. One more question. Now, are you preparing at all? And could you possibly start on April 15th? Actually, July 20th.
Yes. As a tax consultant, I'm very, very well prepared, used to sort of preparing tax returns and helping people with their accounts.
Great. So here's the thing. We're not into using a lot of paper here. So there's a big X factor in what we use to determine who's going to be doing this job. Do you think you have what it takes?
Yes. I definitely think that I'm the best. I'll be the best tax attorney you'll ever have.
Oh, great. If you were to say to yourself, when I get ready to deliver these to my clients, that I would do it externally or internally?
Yes. Well, I definitely like to hand deliver all the tax returns to my clients as I travel around as a delivering post along with that.
Oh, I see here that you went to Cambridge. Is that correct?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about one of your favorite professors. I mean, it could be Professor X. I don't care. Which one?
Yes. Well, I have indeed prepared tax returns for Professor X several times. He's one of my many mutant clients for which I am employed.
Great. Now, we are really considering the way in which Professor X would deliver that information. Do you think you'd be up for that challenge?
Oh, yes. I definitely, cut out the middleman, and I just like to talk directly telepathically straight to my clients.
That is correct. Excellent. Thank you.
Do I have the job?
You got the job as long as you know telepathy. I mean, and I understand they teach you that at Cambridge now. So
yes.
we'll see you. All right.
Hey, I think our applicant who was having technical difficulties might be able to pop back in at this
great.
point.
Great.
I got everyone else off the internet.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we? Because I legitimately don't remember.
I think it was ballet dancing.
Oh, yes. Great. But it's specifically how you're going to go about doing this. All right. I give you a hand, but I'm not gonna. I want you to think about another way that you might incorporate dance here at this studio. One of my favorite ways to do it is through that little song I was telling you at the beginning. The ones that went to the market, the one that stayed home.
Oh, yes. I decided, instead of using my hands, I use pigs.
Great. All right, right on the nose. Okay, but we're not going for the nose. We're not going for right on the nose. We're really thinking about. Weren't you? We talked a little bit about your shoes earlier, if I'm not mistaken. So why don't you let's unpack that. Let's take them off and get inside what really is.
Oh, hey, sorry. I just wanted to let you know, you got to wrap this up because we've got tickets to Tootsie. It's a play.
Thanks. As you can see, I'm taking my nurse to Tootsie tonight. It's going to be great. So can you wrap that up? Really?
Okay. Yes. And sorry. Instead of my hands, it's actually going to be my tutu, and the tutu is going to be pork.
You know what? I like that job better.
All right, yeah, we're gonna call it right there. David, you were so close. You were a ballet dancer who danced on your toes.
Oh, okay.
Which is literally what they do, right? Isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, thank you. Good job, you guys. Awesome. That was the game of Temp Agency. Next up, we're gonna play a game that we specifically modified to be part of this online streaming improv show, and it's called My Podcast. So for the game of My Podcast, our suggestion is going to be based on who the first person was to give us an awesome comment, and that was our friend Gerald Naughton. So we're going to use his initials, and the initials are G and N. G and N. So the players are going to use those letters, either G and N or N and G, to create the title of their podcast. If I am interested by the title of the podcast, I'm going to do this, which will invite them to tell me more about that podcast. And if that's really interesting, we're going to hear and see a little bit of the podcasts that are being created. All right. Is everybody ready for the game of My Podcast?
Yes.
Okay. My podcast, Kevin.
Naughty generals. On this podcast, we examine historical generals who did things they maybe should not have.
No, my podcast, Julie.
Give nothing. This is a podcast of people who don't give anything when in times of need, and probably are hoarding lots of toilet paper.
Too dark, you guys. My podcast, Nate.
Nocturnal grocery. This podcast examines the life that is a grocery store at night and where the best ones to go to at night are. The emptiest, the ones that have the most supplies. It's just a review of grocery stores.
Let's hear it.
Okay, and welcome back to Nocturnal Grocery, presented by This American Life and also our sponsor, Stamps.com. I am here with Richard. Richard, you were recently at the Safeway on Guadalupe and Alma School. Is that correct?
Yes, it was about 11:30 at night. And this Safeway is really great because about 11:15, that's when they start stocking the shelves for the next morning. So I was able to buy toilet paper. I was able to get bananas. I got 4 flats of chicken breasts.
That is absolutely amazing. Here as your nocturnal grocery tip of the week, if you do go 15 minutes before they close, that's when all the donuts are actually made fresh. They're putting them in individual packages now. It's
my podcast, Julie.
Grandma's Neighbor. It's all about looking in Grandma's Neighbor and seeing what they might be doing there.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so today on Grandma's Neighbor, we are looking through the window, and I'm talking to the person that I think lives next door to Grandma. I think we were able to track you down. Can you give us your name, please?
Yeah, my name's Zach. I don't have a last name.
Okay, that is suspicious. Grandma had her suspicions. Now, Zach, we noticed that you're home all day. Grandma notices that you're home all day.
You're always spying on me.
Well, Grandma is. I mean, because Grandma, we're concerned for Grandma.
And you encourage the spying by starting this podcast?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we are. Yeah. We're going to talk to Grandma's.
My podcast, Kevin.
Nice ghosts. On this podcast, we interview ghosts that are actually not that creepy.
Yes, I'm very excited. Let's hear it.
All right, welcome back to Nice Ghosts. On this episode, we are interviewing Casper, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost all around. Now, before we took our break, we were just talking to Casper about how hard it is for you to convince people that you are actually nice.
Well, I want to be everybody's friend, but you can't just jump in front of people and go, hi, because it startles them. And you can't sneak up behind them and tap them on the shoulder because it startles them too.
We really need in this country more tolerance for ghosts.
I agree.
We need more training. We need more education about how to peacefully react to ghosts. So we're not like, oh, it's more like, hello, how are you? What is your story?
I totally agree. I mean, I have been so alone for the past 700 years because nobody wants to be my friend.
And it's people like you who we should look to as our leaders. You know so much, and you've seen so much, and you've lived such an interesting life. And I want to learn as much as I can from you, Casper.
All right, great job, everybody. Good job. We're gonna bring everybody back. And basically, we're gonna play one last game, and then we're gonna take a short intermission. We'll be back with some more improv games, but we're gonna stop the feed, take a short intermission, and then start a new feed. So please, if you are watching, hang out with us, take a quick break, refresh yourself, however you're doing that in these quarantines. And then we'll be back with the second half of the show in a new stream. But before we do that, we are going to play the game of Jeopardy. Everyone's going to play. And basically, I'm going to use a random word generator online. That word is going to represent the answer to our Jeopardy question. And these guys are going to buzz in with their question, right? So the suggestion is the answer, and they will buzz in with their question. All right, so our first word is road. The answer is road, $200 question. We have a buzz in right there, Julie.
What was your boat?
That is not correct. Mallory.
What are things I won't go on after there's been rain in Arizona?
Yes, that is very true, but I'm sorry, that is not the answer. Dorian.
What is where I took my horse and the old town?
That is the answer we were looking for. Thank you very much. 200 points to Dorian. Next up, our category is words that come up next, and it is relative. The word is relative. This is a 200-point question, and Heather has buzzed in.
What is people I don't want to be around anymore?
That is absolutely the correct answer. Yes, very good. Points to you. Where our next word is, I'm getting a lot of really negative words here on this random word generator. Thanks so much. Commitment. Commitment is the answer. What is the question, David?
What is, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it?
Very good. I'm sorry, that is not the answer we have here, Richard.
What I'm not able to do right now.
Oh, also not the answer we are looking for, Mallory.
My favorite way to keep a boyfriend and keep my breath fresh?
Very good. Yes. Definitely points to Mallory on that one. Very, very good. Next up, the answer is camp. The answer is camp. What is the question? Nate has buzzed in.
What is what you do instead of staying in a hotel because you have no money?
Oh, that is very close, but I'm sorry, we have Heather buzzing in.
What is the location of my first kiss?
Also very revealing and yet not the correct answer. Dorian.
What is the place where most teenagers die and are killed by Jason?
That is what we were looking for. Yes, definitely. Very, very good.
Die of love.
Yes, you were very lucky to escape there. Our next answer is harmony. Harmony is the answer. What is the question? Richard.
I laugh when I look in my wallet because it's harmony. Harmony.
That is the answer. Yes, definitely. That is the answer we were looking for. Thank you so much for playing, everybody. That was a game of Jeopardy. We're going to say goodbye to you guys really briefly and take a quick intermission. And then we'll be right back with even more fun and exciting improv comedy. Say a quick goodbye to all of our players, including Kevin, Nate, Heather, David, Fiona, Dorian, Bob, Julie, and I can't remember who I said. Fiona, there's Mallory. Mallory's here, and Richard. Thank you guys for not logging out until I was able to say your name. Thank you so much. Click those links, hit us with some donations or buy some gift cards, and we will be back very, very soon.